Hi, I'm Caitlin, and this is Book Chats, and this is my Yallfest to-read list. So I said in a video a long time ago that I don't usually do TBR videos or to-read kind of lists for a month at a time because my reading in general is pretty sporadic and all over the place, but once I decided that I was for sure going to Yallfest this year, I looked up the list of authors who are going to be there, and there's several authors I'm super excited to see because I have already read their work and loved it, but there's a bunch of authors that I've had their work on my to-read list for a while now, and I either haven't read it or I read something of theirs but was like not sure how I liked it, but I've had friends encourage me to read other works of theirs and things like that. So I made a list of books that I want to read before I go to Yallfest so that I know whether or not I want to see these authors. And with one exception, that is what this list is. There's also like one book on this list that I know I'm going to see this author anyway because I really think she's awesome and I've seen her before. These are the 8 books that I'm going to be trying to finish before I go to Yallfest in November, and then there will of course be other books I'm trying to finish as well, but ones that I was going to read anyway, like Winter by Marissa Meyer, which is being released the Tuesday before Yallfest and is like 800 pages long, so I don't think I'm going to finish it before I get there. But without further ado, here is what I'm going to read. Book number 8 is Fable Haven by Brandon Mull. He's doing one of the keynote speeches, I believe, at the festival, and I have heard good things about this series but have not picked it up yet and have not picked up any of his work. Number 7 is Where She Went by Gail Forman. I read If I Stay by Gail Forman and thought it was good but not amazing, but I had a friend who I have similar taste of books in, we have similar favorite authors, I guess I'll say, and she was the one who told me that Where She Went was really, I had not intended to read Where She Went, I wasn't interested enough, but she said, no, you have to read Where She Went, it's really the better book of the duet, and it's really a lot like this author who's my favorite author, Melina Marchetta. It reminded me of her work, and I said, okay. Book number 6 is one that people have been encouraging me to read for so long, guys, and I just haven't picked it up yet because it's kind of hefty, and I just haven't. It's Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I figure he's going to be one of the keynote speakers at the event, so I might as well actually have read something he's written, and I might as well start with Mistborn because that's where everyone tells me to start. Number 5 is The Walled City by Ryan Graudin. I've heard really good things about this book, and I've had it actually on my Kindle for months and just haven't picked it up. Book number 4 is actually the one by an author who I know I like and I don't want to see anyway, but I just want to read this book before I go. It is Black Dove, White Raven by Elizabeth Vine. She wrote Codename Verity and Rose Under Fire. I really loved both of those books. I had the privilege of seeing a little piece of a talk she gave at Politics and Prose before I'd read any of her work when she was on tour for Rose Under Fire, and just the thought that she puts into and research that she puts into those books is really amazing. Number 3 is a book that I actually was supposed to be reading with a friend, and then I was really slow, and then I just haven't picked it back up yet, and that's An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. She's going to be at the festival, so I'd like to know whether or not I like her work. And my friend is really dying for me to finish this as well because she wants to discuss it with me, so I will get my butt on that just as soon as I finish what I'm reading on my Kindle right now. Book number 2 is one that I have on my shelf at home. It is Not a Drop to Drink by Minnie McGinnis. I actually got this book on Book Outlet, and I have heard really good things about it, but from the Epic Reads ladies, and their recommendations have been a little hit or miss for me, so I'm not sure if I'll like it, but I'd like to check it out if I get a chance. And then my number 1 book is a book that's not actually released yet, but it will be released before the festival, and that is 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. It's a retelling of 1,001 Nights, I believe, which I read a different retelling of earlier this year, The Wrath and the Dawn. I've always been interested in that frame story. I'm very interested in the premise of the book. I think it's a Disney Hyperion book, which I'm usually a fan of things that Disney Hyperion has published in their imprint, and I just am excited to get to it, and I'd like to get to it before I go to the festival. Of course, there's a bunch of other books I want to read before then, and there's a bunch of other books I'll be reading for other reasons, but hopefully I will be reading these 8 books in the next 3.5 months. And let me know if you've read any of these, or if you would like to read any of these. I'm totally open to doing buddy reads with people and seeing what we can do. Also, I wanted to know, hey, this is like my unofficial official announcement that I will be at Yallfest in November, and if you are also going to Yallfest, let me know if you are going to be there, and I will probably talk more about it as it gets closer in date because this is way ahead of time. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have a favorite convention that you've gone to, if you read any of these books and think that I should bump it up my list, or if you would like to read any of them with me as a buddy read. I will talk to you later. Bye!